Suppose if you have a requirement in your integration or any project wherein when you are consuming the Oracle Fusion REST API, that is especially the get all details. For demonstration purpose, I am showing over here get all workers from the HCM catalog. And if you have a requirement wherein you have to fetch the data based on the date stamp, like when was the last updated date or date stamp, from that particular term or the duration you want to see all the records, then we will see how to make use of this query queue parameter and pass the date stamp, that is like the last date stamp or last updated date stamp in the REST API. I'm here in the official documentation page for cloud application, that is for human resources. From the table of content, you can expand the workers and get all workers. Basically, almost all the REST APIs in the cloud application, that is for Fusion, are having the similar methodologies. Like you can see this set of query parameters. Now, in order to filter the data based on the date stamp, we have to make use of this queue parameter. If you are making use of queue parameter, it is always a best practice in order to supply the header, that is the REST framework version. That is over here, REST framework version. It is good if you pass for, suppose if you want to pass any other version, it's your choice. Oracle has mentioned in detail what are the query parameter this API supports. Suppose if you want to filter based on the effective end date and so on and so forth, you can use this. You have to refer always the documentation page, that is for the queue parameter for their respective API, in order to know if that particular field supports query parameter or the condition. Then only your API will work. Not all the fields will support the conditional logic in the REST API. You have to always check this queue parameter for their respective APIs. Now with this knowledge, we will go to the workers API in our Postman. In our previous class, we had seen how to get the full name, that is the local full name of a particular worker, that is from the response, wherein we had told that if you are working for some Middle East customer, then you would be storing the name of the employee and other details in the local language, that is in the Arabic, and all this information will be visible over here. This is the demo instance. We don't have the name stored in the local language. The local language itself is English. Suppose if your functional setup is done in a right way, at the time of worker onboarding or the employee onboarding, you are storing the local full name like in Chinese, Russian or Arabic, then it will be shown over here. So with this knowledge, what we will do is, we will try to fetch the employees whose name is not equal to 1. That means we are interested in getting the data of the workers whose local full name we are interested in. And also we will try to make sure that last updated date, what you see over here, it should be greater than 2025 January. So in order to use this condition, what I will do is, I will copy this tag from here and I will write over here the condition, that is and I will put names dot, because we are using this condition within the names collection, not in the parent. Suppose if you are making use of the parent, that is last updated date, you don't have to mention these names. I will tell if it is greater than, and I will copy one of the strings from here and I will paste it over here within the single quotes. So what you have to do is, we have to write over here Z. Let me write over here Z after the timestamp, and I will tell greater than or equal to and keep on send. So it's saying no records are found from this date. What I will do is, I will make this one less 2021. Click on run. Now we are seeing records over here. Only one record I can see whose last updated is greater than that particular timestamp, that is this timestamp. Now I will go little backwards. I will mention over here 18 and click on send. This time also I am seeing only one employee record. So like this, we can filter the employee's record using this conditional logic, that is based on the date stamp. So you have to make sure you put the Z, not the time zone. Some of the REST APIs won't work properly if you put the time zone information. If your requirement is to directly put on the header, that is in this case, I am making use of the worker API and I can see that there is the last updated date. I will copy this from here and I will remove this logic that is based on the last updated local date stamp. Instead, I will put directly last updated date and I will tell it is greater than some value, that is this value. Put that and I will run. This time I am seeing the error. It looks like the filtering condition is not working on the header level, that is on the last updated date. So you have to always check which are the parameters which supports the conditions, that is over here, last updated by, last updated date and all. In order to demonstrate how we can filter the parent data, like suppose if you're not expanding the child resources over here, for demonstration purpose, I will be considering this supplier's REST API, and the documentation page for the same is over here. That is in the cloud applications, that is for the REST API for Oracle Fusion Cloud Procurement, you can go to suppliers and get all suppliers. Now what we will do is, we will try to get the suppliers list whose creation date is after so and so date. Again, the same story you have to follow. Go to the headers. You have to make sure you set the appropriate origin over here. So 4 would be sufficient, or whatever is the number. I have given 9, but 4 you can use at least. I will put the condition and I will tell creation date over here, and I will tell whose creation date is greater than or equal to. Let me copy a text from here. Up to seconds is fine. Milliseconds is not required most of the cases. So this also you can give. Put the Z over here and click on send. Now here you will be getting the supplier's record whose creation date is greater than so and so date time. Now I will tell 2025 over here. Click on send. So 2025 in the month of November. So I am recording this class in the month of August. So creation date cannot be a future date. What I will do is I will make January for this and click on send. So let's see any supplier created, not created. Let me go 1 year back, 2024, and see any supplier created. Not created, I will go at least 3 years back, 2023 or 2022. Click on send. Not created, it looks like this is the very old Fusion instance. That is the demo instance I am using. Let me see for 2017. Not created any records. I will go for 2014. Click on send. Not created, I will go for 2010 and click on send. Yeah, now I'm seeing there are suppliers which are being created on this particular date time. Okay, sorry, I'm putting the condition based on the lead supplier. I will remove this. I didn't notice that. I will again query for 2024. Click on send. Now let's see any suppliers created after 2024 month of January. Yes, we have created. So that issue was because I was searching for the particular supplier based on the name, which was from our previous session wherein we had demonstrated how we can get the particular supplier based on the name filtering. Now I will change this to 2025 and click on send. Let's see if any supplier created. Yes, we have a bunch of suppliers. Let's see in the current month, that is when I'm recording this class, any supplier got created. Click on send. I can see 8 suppliers created in the month. So basic limit, if you don't mention, is 25, which means whatever return is for the count of suppliers available in this month. So these are the suppliers which are being created in this month. So using this criteria, you can filter the records from the Oracle Fusion REST API that is based on the date time. I have made use of both the things, like how we can query based on the parent element or the field. In this case, I have made use of the creation date, which is a field in the parent record over here. And also in the case of Workers API over here, I had made use of the filtering at the name level wherein we queried names.last updated local date time that we had seen over here. So using this method, you can build the Fusion extensions using Visual Builder or Oracle integrations in order to fetch the incremental data from the Fusion using those query parameters. Like suppose you have created the integration which runs at the scheduled date time, and if you want to know the incremental changes done in Fusion, then you can make use of this condition that is on the date time, last updated date or creation date, and then you can send the information to any other application. Suppose if you are syncing, there is no need to create the BIP reports.